Hi, it's Ricky of Moshville Times here once again. Now, tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we are joined by Hartlepool's heaviest crew, Vulgar Dissection. So, hot in the heels of releasing their ballad, Barbed Wire Masturbation, I felt it was the perfect time to catch up with the band. So, tonight we've got guitarist vocalist Liam, and we also have bassist vocalist Sam. So, unfortunately, drummer Benji and guitarist Billy can't make it to this interview. So, it just means that we've got free reign to take the mick out of them, ladies and gentlemen. So, let's feel free to do so. Feel free to do so. But first of all, I've got to ask, how the devil are you?
Doing all right, man. All good.
Yeah. Well, we've got a lot to talk about. Even though it's one single, we have a lot to talk about. What I normally do is like kind of a deep dive into the band. So I hope you're not doing anything else for the rest of the night. I'll just put it that way. Um, but it's been 5 long years since Vulgar Dissection released any music since their debut album, Buried and Forgotten. So how does it feel finally to get new music out there for the masses to hear and let everyone know that Vulgar Dissection is still about?
It's definitely been a long time coming since the first album. Uh, yeah, 5 years, and to be even like this first single,
Yeah.
this was recorded like nearly a year ago.
Right.
So it's been like a long time coming, just getting this whole build up to just build like to that release that first single.
So how many times have you actually recorded the single? Is that a recording from, say, summer of last year and it stayed dormant for like 6, 7, 8 months?
We've had a lot of things kind of like in the pipeline happening in between, getting ready for the release of not just this single, but what's to come.
Yeah. Well, by the end of this interview, I can guarantee you will give me an exclusive. So, uh,
I'm the worst for giving things away. Like,
no, I'll break you down, mate. I'll break you down. But I was wondering, no, because it took such a long period of time, are you allowed to say what the reasons were? Was it things like, was it lineup changes? Was COVID a huge factor? Were there times where you're thinking, this isn't going to happen again?
lineup changes have definitely had an impact on the release of this.
Yeah.
So, like, since Buried and Forgotten, fuck, I don't even know how many people have been in the band
Well,
to get into
you're
this
the only
lineup.
original member left, actually.
Yeah, I'm the only original member left from
Yeah.
from the Buried and Forgotten lineup. Anyway,
Yeah. So
yeah.
how?
So it's been like trying to write those songs. So for a long time, it was me and Christian in the band, and we just did it as a duo.
Yeah.
So me and Christian kind of started writing this album not long after Buried and Forgotten. But then you get like different people, different influences coming into the music. Then finding new music that you like and you want to change the sound. So definitely like going towards the more brutal death metal slam vibe with this new music, as
Yeah.
opposed to the old school death metal we did last time.
I mean, I do like a bit of slam, you know. Um, um, uh, oh God, what's the Belarusian band? Dismemberment. What's it? Extermination, dismemberment. I love all that
Yeah,
kind of
man.
stuff,
Yeah.
you know. They actually follow me. I was quite chuffed with that.
Oh, class, man.
Yeah, so it's really, really cool. I love everything that they do. So I do have my time for slam. I especially like slam when it's really slow and just the breakdowns and stuff like that. And they're the
Yeah, it's
best
like
at it with the
when the
bass drops.
groove's there and tight.
Yeah.
Like in
Um,
terms of the slam side of it, it's like we want the groovy
yeah.
halftime feels going on.
Well, keep them coming, keep them coming. But Sam, with yourself, you joined the band, I think it was some point in 2023. But I've been friends with Liam longer than you, so I hate to tell you that we've had a conversation about this, and he informed me that you were actually the seventh vocalist that they auditioned for the band. How do you feel about that?
Well, yeah, literally, I actually initially said to Liam, we were at a gig, and I was in our other band that we had, Stone Cold Abyss, and you'd said that the old bass was left, and I just said as a joke, I was like, "Oh, I'll play a bass for you," and then he just like, "All right, I'm going to send you the tabs." And I didn't even have a bass or anything, so literally I was like, you know what, I'm going for it. I literally bought a 5 string. That cost us a kind of bit of money, and then and then I was just sat there for 2 weeks just practicing the songs. I was like, oh, this is actually mint this, and then as soon as we get in practice, yeah, it just worked straight away.
Yeah, all good.
That was at the Brain Bath gig in Hartlepool, I think the first one.
Yeah, it was. It was Death at Hartlepool. I think it was
Yeah.
was
Have
brilliant.
you played in other bands before? So being on a stage, it wasn't daunting for you as much, or was this like your first band?
No, I've been in bands since like school and college and stuff like that. And I've known Liam for a kind of bit at this point, because I met him through one of my mates. Well, it was Billy, the guitarist.
Yeah.
I met Liam through Billy. So I'd known him for a while, and we had this gig organised, and I just said that because obviously there were two bass. I'll play a bass, and I didn't even have a bass or anything, so
Yeah.
I just kind of went all out and went and bought one. But yeah, I've still got it now. It's my baby now.
Well, you know how they have like air guitarists. Maybe you would have been the first air bassist in a band or something. You never know.
I could have been my vocals, just giving it a bit of mud vein or something.
Yeah. Listen. So since it's been over the 5 years since the album has been released, I'd imagine then that now that you've got a wee bit more of a stable lineup, I imagine that you've been busy writing new material and busy behind the scenes and getting something officially released by the band. So it's a long time coming. So I was wondering if you guys, I was actually wondering if you guys were going to be like a doom metal band. You would take like 5-10 years for every album. Because, I mean, it only took you like 2 years from Chainsaw Surgery to Buried and Forgotten. So
yeah, man. So there was a massive lineup change between them two. Chainsaw Surgery is like, well, I attempted to remove it from everywhere because it was pretty rubbish, to be honest.
Is he quite hard to be around, Sam? Is he quite moody? Is he temperamental? Hold your hand up. Hold your hands up. Cool. But so I'm just wondering then, with Barbed Wire Masturbation, I played on my show last week, and it was just released last Friday then. Is this a small taste of what's to come? What are you allowed to tell us, and what are you willing to tell us about what's going to be happening with Vulgar Dissection?
So, yeah, it's definitely a small taste of what's to come, and there is more coming very, very soon. We can't really announce it anymore.
Doesn't he tell me much? He might be right. He might be the hardest to get information out of. But yeah, so I'm just wondering if it is. So it's obviously going to be a part of like a bigger project. Are we talking about 4 or 5 song EP, or are you thinking about doing like an album? Because in this day and age, you've got the younger bands doing like couple of months single, and keeping the name out there. Whereas the older school, like myself, they like the physical product, they like the artwork, they like seeing the lyrics, and they just like to hold something. So where do you guys come in with that?
I think
there's
still a bit of both, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, we're obviously bringing singles out in like increments kind of thing is the way forward, I think, because you get more listens and it looks better for you, especially as obviously, you know, a band that is like obviously lower down on like popularity level kind of thing, especially with our kind of style. It's very niche as well. So I think singles is a way to go forward. But as well, I think we all agree that bringing like hard copies of stuff out and that kind of thing is also still like,
there's definitely going to be
like.
Physicals.
You don't say much at all. I'm like, give me something to feed on, and then I can ask you a question back. You know.
So I'm in the frame mind. I love full albums. I like physicals. Like to be able to hold the product and all that.
Yeah.
And that is the kind of the direction that Vulgar Dissection goes in, anyway.
No, cool. I'd imagine like
without saying it.
Yeah, you'll continue with the old school vibe of maybe every band now is like releasing tapes and vinyl. Is that something that you are looking at as well?
I would love to be on vinyl. We did tape for the last release, and another band I'm in, Rumination, has just released their tape as well, and it's such a good format. Like,
yeah. How did you find the Winterfest? Cool.
Yeah, we did, man. We were on early, second.
Yeah. How did you find it?
Oh, I loved it. Like, I'll always go to the Winterfest. So good.
Yeah. Obviously the weather affected it, but it was still what a stunning show. Every single band.
What they managed to do.
Yeah.
Like what they pulled together in like for that one day in the end was so good.
Yeah. Yeah. Even getting Jaundice coming on again with like 12 hours notice and stuff.
They were class, like
100%.
So good. They were good like before. And then their new stuff that's out now is even better. Like,
Do you know, I used to say as the Scottish young team, they're now the future of Scottish death metal. You know,
they're like 18 or something. Are they 18?
Yeah, all teenagers. Yeah, absolutely crazy, isn't it? Absolutely crazy. So for those that are new to the band, then how would you say the new material lies in terms of the sound of Buried and Forgotten? And do you think you've found the sound that you've been looking for with the second album, or do you think it's going to keep changing and progressing with each release?
On my part, it's like now with having like we went always a two guitarist band, having two guitarists, being able to add all like the lead stuff that I love playing lead guitar solos, absolutely love shred guitar. So being able to do that with what's coming up. And then so some of the gigs we ended up doing towards like the end of the shows with like the first lineup, we started playing with more of these bands in like kind of like the slam genre, having like the groovier choruses, groovier breakdowns, and we've been able to incorporate that more than like say the Cannibal Corpse inspired stuff that we did at the beginning.
I think as well, me and Billy both have always been like proper heavily into slam. So when it's come to like writing new stuff, it's always like, right, we're putting a slam riff in, and like, you know, so it's like it's a good balance of tech and slam, which is like exactly what we aimed for, really. But I think it does change every single time we sit there and go, oh, let's write something.
Yeah, that's really cool. Like, I was just wondering, since you're really the only original member of the band, Liam, were you kind of leaning towards the slam more anyway, or were you still in your old school roots? But then these guys, Sam and Billy, were bringing in the slam, and it just went, do you know something? This is actually really good. I'm enjoying this.
I love techie fast riffs, and if I can write like the hardest riff possible,
I know
that's what I'll do. So Sam and Billy definitely kind of like help write the song in the fact that I stopped doing so much of that all the time. Like if I just wrote a song, it would just be endless 30-second notes, 16th notes,
right,
with no chorus.
They'll put in the group chat, oh, I've wrote this riff, and it's just blah, 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 and I'm like, oh mate, I've got to now learn that.
But I can probably guess, Sam, that Liam's the type of guy that would send you a riff at 4 o'clock in the morning saying, this is my best riff yet, by the way.
Oh yeah, 100%. It'll be random times in the day, and I'm like, you're not supposed to be at work, mate.
Yeah.
What's meant about having like Sam and Billy in now, as well as like the songs that we had written for like the future of Vulgar and some of the ones that we play live now, sounded nothing like that, and we're this kind of like techie crazy thing that had like no direction. So Barbed Wire Masturbation was a completely different song before Sam and Billy were in the band. And Sam and Billy like kind of helped take it into like what it is now, and has that groove, that's like sludgy, slammy stuff with the tech in there.
So how did it would be really, really interesting to hear the first version of it to what it was released last Friday. It would be really, really cool. But how did that make you feel then, that your song was pretty much getting dissected here and there? And
oh, it was mint, because the first version was horrific. Well, in fact, there's a video somewhere of us playing the first version.
I think I've got the demo still, because I've got the demo from when you sent me all the original demos and tabs.
We played it at Bloodstock, the first version.
Cool. And of course,
it's somewhere there.
I have to ask the question, why the song title Barbed Wire Masturbation?
I don't know, really.
Personal experience, or
unfortunately not. It was a massive influence from the likes of like Gorgasm and stuff like that.
Yeah,
like Gorgasm, Exhumed, like Gorgasm, especially with the sexual side of it, and Cannibal Corpse's Tomb of the Mutilated, who delve into the sexual side, especially on that album of death metal.
Yeah,
it was a massive influence. And we seem to like not be able to write songs not about that.
So was it were there different like song titles? There was maybe 4 or 5 song titles, and then somebody said this and that's the one, or was there like a different name for that song, but then you came up with Barbed Wire?
This was it was the first one written for like the new stuff.
Yeah.
The old version, and then it kind of came back around when we wanted to rewrite it.
Yeah.
I think we all agreed at the time. We said that needs to be a song title, because whenever we did it live, and you're like, this song's about having a wank, everyone was like, yes, get in. So like that needs to be in the songs for especially for the live shows as well. Being able to say that before introducing it, everyone loves it.
Well, we all do it, don't we? So
it's relatable. That's it.
Yeah. So it's all about personal experience. So how did you find the recording of the single? Did you record it in the studio, or how did you record the single?
So this was recorded at the studio. It's called in Hartlepool.
Okay.
So our friend Michael Kitchen engineered it
for
us. So like we did like a session of drums essentially, and we did it all like kind of separate. But we recorded the guitars in my bedroom for this one, I think. Yeah, guitars recorded in my bedroom, and then at our bass was recorded at the rehearsal studio, I think, for this one. And kind of when all of that was done, went back to the studio to record with Michael.
Because I was going to ask Sam, like, was it a simple case of record the song and it was done, or was there parts of the song that you just weren't comfortable with and you had to record and record and record over again? I can imagine it'll be Liam's solos.
I think, to be fair, the way that we approached it, like just to make sure, like obviously we know that when we play it live, we can get it bang on tight, but we want to make sure the recording was perfect, so it was nice and easy to be able to come and like actually properly, like, you know, for the production side of it, makes it a lot easier if everything's on time and everything's like to the point on time kind of thing. So we did, like, when it come to like a bass and guitars, it was recording like sections. But I'm pretty sure for the drums, it was just like did it in one take, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, drums that Christian did were all one take, yeah.
And then I think vocals as well. We did those, like, obviously split up so that we could get both of our parts on.
Yeah,
I did like one. I did like, it's hard to remember the lyrics for some of these songs, so it was like one lyric, one line at a time, kind of what I could fit in. Well, I remember it now. Like at the time, though, I could not remember the words for this song at all.
Yeah, I can imagine. We are actually going to be talking about that in the very, very near future. But the way that you described the recording for this single, then, is there anything about the way that you recorded the single that you'll continue to use and have a settled formula? Or are you quite open to finding new studios, new experiences? Or do you think you found a formula that you're happy with and you'll just stick with it for just now?
I'm definitely open to it, like kind of using different spaces, like especially for the drums. Like maybe the new things that we record will have like a tighter drum sound, because the studio is like a big open room, which is absolutely class for that like big open roomy drum sound.
Yeah.
But maybe next time we'll try like a tighter one. Will definitely be, so the drums were recorded where it was like a trigger. No, it was a drum, like electric drum kick pad, essentially, that we used to capture the drums anyway. So like the kick that is on there is what was played, however it is like a digitized version straight away.
Yeah.
And I kind of cleaned up the snare part so we can get the blasts in there, get the snare really clean.
Oh, I do like a few blast beats, as long as it's in the right place and in the right time. I couldn't listen to a 35-minute album with solid blast beats, you know. There's got to be some groove to it and mixture of blasts.
I love a gravity blast.
Yeah.
New stuff, gravity blasts are definitely coming. Like,
does Benji know this yet? Like,
Benji is like the king of gravity blast. He's so good at it. I love it.
Oh yeah, 100%.
He just needs to learn heel toe next, and we're laughing.
So I think Benji is the latest recruit to the band then. So how did you find him? And by what you're saying, it's been a blessing in disguise.
I've actually went to school. Benji. I went to school with Benji, so I've known him since we were like 11. But me and Benji have always played together. So like in school, he played drums, I played guitar. So we've always been in different bands together.
Yeah.
And then so when it came to, all right, we're looking for a new drummer, straight away, like obviously by this point, like we all knew Benji because I went to college with him. He was in the old band that was on about, Stone Cold Abyss, and me and Benji had actually started one of the like slam band as well.
Yeah.
And then that also merged into a band that we're also in with Liam and the guy called Josh and John. It's called Ovulating Cadaver. So, but we already knew how good Benji was at drums, so like straight away, like it was just a no-brainer. We were like, yeah, get Benji. And how quickly he learned the set, because it was the gig that we were playing with Suffocation. It was at the Tap Yard Studios in Newcastle. We got asked to play with them. We had about I think it was like 2 weeks or something to learn the full set. And he just absolutely smashed out, and we nailed that gig, and it was mint. So I think obviously absolutely no-brainer.
Well, you say it's a no-brainer, but I still hope that you made him audition twice for the part, you know? even though you knew after the first 5 minutes he was in the band, but I hope you made him sweat a wee bit.
I think we just keep making the new songs harder, and
you can always see his face.
Benji,
You see his face when like you'll write like a riff that's in like some stupid like 9/4, and he's just playing this, and he's just looking at you like, mate, how gives a break.
It's payback for him writing all the 9/4 riffs before. That's what it is.
So with the recording of the single then, now with the bigger project of the album that's going to be coming out, are you going to use the same studio? You're going to use the same engineer, the same mixing and mastering, or are you going to be doing a lot of it DIY? What are you thinking?
I'll say that there was other songs recorded at the same time.
Oh my god! Right? You know what? I'm going to I will get an exclusive before this interview is out.
See, I'm so bad for it as well, because I didn't. If you look at the comment, if you look at the YouTube description from the music video, you can see what's coming.
I will.
Because they've leaked it anyway, regardless. So.
You see, while we're on a break, I'm going to quickly look, and then we're going to come back to it, and I will make you answer a question. So, but we talked about the vocal lines then. So recording the same vocal lines over and over again over a short period of time for the single. Do you go through some vocal techniques before you start recording, and what rituals do you have before you go on stage? So that's obviously a question for you both then. So how was the recording of the single? You had a short time to do it. How did you prepare for it?
I've run the song through once in kind of one go, keep taking loads of water, and I drink Diet Coke. That's the drink I use. I don't know what, something to do with the fizziness seems to work.
Yeah.
Well, I have to have a pint. Because that's usually what I do.
Live, it's like a pint of Guinness. But
yeah, it'll be a pint before stage. And then as well, I know when we were recording vocals, first couple of times I was like, what am I doing here? As soon as I got the headphones on, I'm like, I forget how to do vocals properly. And then what we realized, it was when we were doing a demo for this actually, and Liam was like, just do what you do when you're doing a sound check on stage. So I just did exactly what I did for a sound check, and then that goes like, all right, yeah, no, I'm doing it again now. And it's always funny when we do that live, because I'll go, hey, 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 and then I get loud guttural, and the sound guy's like, whoa, turn it down.
I love it though, it's so good.
Because it's interesting, I spoke to Jason Evans of Once Of Ingested, and he's got a suitcase of Vocal Zone tea and all the rest of it, all different flavours and stuff like that. But you speak to the old school, Carl Willits of Memoriam, and he's fags and beer,
Yeah,
so
he probably goes for it, doesn't he?
Yeah. So, no, it's Carl Willits and stuff like that. What I need to do is see you guys live so I can see who sings which part. You know what I mean? But maybe, in fact, we will talk about live events in the very, very near future. But I mean, you guys with the vocal lines, I'd imagine that's quite tough. So, but Liam and the boys must have it easy then. So, Sam's got it easy with he's just he's pluck and Benji with the drums. Well, at least Benji's got some stamina because he's got to do the blasts and the gravity and stuff like that. But your other guitarist and bassist, well, they're just going ching 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 ching. So I don't know, man. I don't know. So last question before the break. So how are the songs constructed within the band? Are they the main songwriters within the band, or do you feel that everybody has to play their part in making the album a more collaborative effort and elevating it above everything that you've done previously?
I think with Barbed Wire, it was slightly different because it was kind of some of it was already written, And like going from songs that were from Buried and Forgotten onwards and that we've wrote since then, it's been like me and Christian wrote the song, then Sam and Billy came in. We took them songs, changed them, chucked some of them out that were like we didn't like anymore, and like Sam and Billy changed them. Whereas like going forward, the stuff that we're writing now is like definitely more of a collaborative effort.
Yeah,
like collaborative effort. And like I'd say there's definitely still like a lead songwriter in parts. So like I'll come in with like a song idea, say this is the title, this is what I kind of want to happen in the song, or Billy will, Sam will. Benji, well, waiting for Benji to come up with some cool drum stuff for the new stuff.
So does Benji even come with like, is he also a guitarist as well? Can he give you some riffs?
That's what's mad about Benji, is that he is just a drummer. Like, unless he like secretly can do something else. I've never seen him play anything else.
So he's the lazy one of the band, and he waits for the music to be sent to him before he even lifts his drumstick.
In other bands with I've been in with Benji, he's wrote some incredible drum parts to start the song off.
Yeah.
So I'm waiting for like some stuff to come in through Vulgar.
Well,
it'll be a gravity blast heel toe.
Yeah.
300 BPM thing. I can't wait.
I can.
There's an open invitation for you, Benji, but yeah, so when it comes to like the constructions of the songs, and with every band member having differing musical tastes, how would you say that you keep it all together in terms of what stays in and what goes out of a song? I mean, I'm just wondering if there's a moody one within the band. Is there a band member that's the hardest to please? Is there a perfectionist? So yeah.
I think we always kind of we'll bring out different ideas, and sometimes we'll try stuff, and then we'll all be like, yeah, that's a bit shit. And then we're like, right, okay, we'll build on that idea, make something work, and then we all just kind of put like different input in it, be like, right, yeah, and then make something as a whole, and especially with the stuff like going forward. And it's like always different influences. So like if I write something, or Liam writes something, or Billy writes something, it's all, it's going to be different if one of us writes something like a riff or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's always good to like have like certain parts. Like if Liam comes with like I've wrote this, then we'll say, right, we'll work on different bits, and he could come with a song, and then it's completely different by the end of it, because we've all changed little bits here and there and put our own like inputs in it, and it definitely helps like make our sound like what we're aiming for, kind of thing, because it's all about inputs together, and it makes it like, so it's not just Liam's technically putting 14/7 riff or something like that.
That would sound rubbish.
But it must be good for yourself, Sam, that you feel that even though you've just been in the band for like a couple of years, maybe, well, less than a couple of years really, that you're able to contribute whatever the hell you like, and it's up to... Do you take it personally when the guys go, nah? Like you can say, this is the best part of the song I've ever written, and Liam and the boys will go, nah. I
think as well, sometimes I can think in my head, right, this sounds good, and I'll write it at home, and I'm like, yeah, that'll sound good. If I try it, and then sometimes I'm the one who sits there and goes, yeah, that was shit, let's do something else.
I think most of the riffs that have been taken out have been like the ones that I've wrote have been like, not everybody else has thought it's like shite. It's me that's thought it's crap. So like, I just don't want to do it.
Yeah, I think it does need some of that sometimes. Like if you write something, being able to just be like, right, yeah, you know what, scrap that, because it sounds better with something else. And I think we're all on the same page. If we write something and we try it out, it doesn't work. We just try something else, and that's like a good part of the writing session. We can all sit there and not be like arguing over whether this should go in, this should go in, this should go in. It's like, right, okay, now we're just gonna play what sounds good, and if we try something that sounds shit, we'll try either build on that idea or just fuck it off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we build on it for so long, and you kind of know, don't you, when you've like worked on it for so many hours, weeks, it's like, it's just not going to work. Never mind.
Yeah.
But we end up using them again eventually, I think, most of the time.
Yeah, because sometimes we could write something and we think, oh, that sounds shit, but not because it sounds shit as a riff, because it doesn't work with the one that we're writing. So we're like, right, we'll come back to that for another song. That could be like a start to another song. Yeah. And then, so it means that like not everything's just like, all right, okay, that's going to waste kind of thing.
So Liam, with the project, the album that you are working on, then is it all brand new material, or just as you were saying there, is some of the stuff that has been carried over from the debut album that you've revisited and using again?
It's all new stuff, all new songs. Like if you've seen us live, you'll have seen a lot of these songs. In fact, some people have probably seen every song apart from one. That is a new one.
Well, you'll just need to release this album and then start writing again very, very quickly. Then don't wait 5 years for the next one. We'll see.
Definitely not. To be fair, we're in the zone now.
Before, because I'm running out of time in this section, but Liam, with you being the only original member, would you say that this is the happiest that you've been? No disrespect to any other previous guys or anything like that. Is this the happiest that you've been?
I feel like in terms of creativeness and what everything we're putting out and what we do at live shows, all the ideas that everybody brings, it's definitely more of what like Vulgar can be.
Yeah. Fair statement, mate. Fair statement.
But like, as being the only original member, Vulgar, I didn't start the band in the grand scheme of things. It was the bass player, our old bass player, Luke Kerr, started the band, and his idea was like old school death metal. But then he got into slam as well heavily, and then he came to see us last year, and he was like over the moon with what's going on, because we still use some of his ideas in the new songs, and he was like more than happy for us to use them.
No, I like that. There's no animosity or anything like that between the ex-band members and stuff like that, so I like to hear that. Good to see you guys again. Good to see you back. But with you both being main vocalists of the band then, do you guys write all the lyrics, or do other members contribute to the lyrics? Are you quite open to other guys contributing in that form?
I'd say Liam writes the majority of the lyrics, to be fair. We'll like have like little inputs here and there, but I know Liam's just absolutely insane at being able to come up with these things, and he'll send a group of lyrics in. I'm like, mate, like, are you all right? especially especially as well with the other band, Ovulating. He'll sit there whilst we're writing stuff and write something up, and he'll show us after, and he'll be like, what goes on in your head to come up with that sentence? But yeah, nah, man, he's insane at writing lyrics, and so I think mainly for me, my contribution to it is more like right here. That's where I'm going to put this. That's where I'm going to put that, and like where I'm going to jump in. So, but Liam's definitely the main lyricist.
Well, that's what I was going to ask both of you. Like, what type of lyricist are you? I mean, are you the type of guy that, it's a question for both of you. So are you the type of guy that walks out in the street, you've always got a pad and pen on you, you see something in the street, so you take a note of it, and then you go back to it later on and you write something? Or do you watch a lot of documentaries? Do you watch a lot of war films, horror? Where do you get your inspiration from for your lyrics?
I generally like there's definitely always like the song title kind of seems to come first, and then I think of like an idea or a story based on like nothing really, just like a story that could match that title. So like I suppose Barbed Wire Masturbation was written. It isn't just about like kind of what it says in the tin. There's a bit more to it as you read the lyrics and go through it, and more songs to come. Instead of just having like just a daft title all the time, say it's like one that we play live all the time. Pit of shit. There's kind of like, if you read it from like beginning to end, there's like a full story that kind of goes along with the lyrics, rather than it just being about like a pit of shit.
I think you need more love and romance in your life. I don't know whether have you ever watched the film Ghost or something like that? You know, just be a wee bit, because I imagine, like, I don't know what your full-time job is and stuff like that, or maybe that's what aggravates you the most. It makes you think of these things. What's your full-time job? The way you reacted there, what's your full-time job?
I work in education.
So do I. I deal with apprenticeships. Just the way you looked there, I thought you were going to say you're a mortician or something like that.
No. That's the lads from Amputators. That's what they do.
But
I work in primary education. So.
Yeah. What about yourself, Sam? Like, what kind of lyricist are you? Where do you get your inspiration from, your lyrics from?
To be honest, usually when I've wrote songs before and wrote lyrics, I've kind of just sat there, just done random vocals on the spot, like just chatting shit, not saying any words, came up with a title, and then like kind of fitted my words around like what I'd already came up with, like kind of like the melody first,
Yeah.
and then just kind of fitting like lyrics around that, or like sometimes it's just random things. I'll be like, oh yeah, that'd be a good song name. That'd be a good song name. Or like, I work on sites, and sometimes people say like just random things, and I'm like, what are you on about? I'm like, oh, that'd be a good song title.
Yeah.
And, and at one time actually, for the other band that me and Benji had the 2-piece, I just posted on the Instagram story. I was like, oh, somebody give us an idea to write a song about. And my mate said it's about being at a party, it's about being at your nana's birthday party and all of the balloons being filled with cum.
I'm glad I asked the question.
So one of the songs for Ovulating was called Nana's Helium Cum Party. So then I was like, right, I'm gonna have to write a song about this really horrible party going wrong. So yeah.
Okay. No, it's cool. Like I speak to like so many vocalists. Like you've got Quando from Brainbath, for example. He says he's already got 15 lyrics, 15 songs already written. You know, and then the band fit the music in. I speak to Carl Willits, and he waits for the music first, and then he writes the lyrics to the music. What do you guys do?
Definitely title first. I know Liam's got a massive list of notes on his phone where we've all said like different title names, and just been like, right, yeah, okay. I'm sure there's about 67 or something song titles.
Some of them definitely won't be used, but some of them are like, there's some hidden gems in there.
Give me one.
Yeah. But it's like title, write the music around the title with like a general idea of what the song could sound like. And then like, as soon as we know kind of what I know what the chorus is, like which section is the chorus, I write a catchy chorus, if I can. And then write all of the other lyrics around that.
Yeah,
like in terms of writing lyrics, the chorus is always first. So that's like the bit that's like people that could potentially sing along to. It's going to be on like the back of t-shirts and merch and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
When we write like the music to it as well, we are kind of trying to like, in a way, make it sound like, right, okay, like that title. We wrote like the whole song, like yeah, it does sound like that would be the title, like not just the lyrics. Like we normally write like the riffs and everything else first.
Yeah,
and like yeah, that sound this song sounds like it would be that title kind of thing.
Yeah. Again, I have to bring him up. Jason of One Time Ingested. Still can't believe what happened there. But he gets his inspiration from rap artists. So he's thinking like a good rap artist always ends on a statement. So it's the bottom line that's the most influential, and then he writes a song backwards up. You know what I mean?
That's class, that. Yeah.
Yeah, so it is really, really cool, you know, but yeah, so but also Liam, if you wrote the lyrics for Sam to sing, is it sometimes difficult for you to portray how you want him to sing them? Or if you were to just give him 2 lines, you know that he's going to nail it? Or do you say, right, there's 2 lines for you, I want to do whatever?
We definitely, there's like, in terms of like the vocals that we do in Vulgar and like say the other bands as well, and there's certain like sounds we use. Like, so like, I can't, like at the moment the way Vulgar is that I'll do like a low that'll like sit in like the center of the mix, and then like Sam can do these like really whistly high, like pig squealy type stuff. So they like go like on top of, sometimes on top of what I'm doing, or like really punch through the mix. And now Billy started doing like some inhale mid-range vocal stuff that'll like sit in the middle.
Yeah.
So it's like rather than going for like Sam just go for vocal take, it's like, can you do this like whistly one here? Or the lower pig squealer deep stuff.
Like with Barbed Wire, was there a song, was there a line, Sam, that you just had to do it over again? Liam was like, no, try it this way, try it that way, get lower? Or was it straightforward for you?
I think when we first decided, me and Liam sat down and we did a vocal demo, and like we'd done that, and he was like, right, I want you to do these parts, and these parts. And in the vocal demo, I did a lot more backing vocals, but then when it came to doing live, I kind of like just pick up certain bits which I knew would like it would be more effective
Yeah.
to punch out these parts. Like it would like, you know, it would kind of sound better if I came on just these parts, and these parts. So like obviously the backing vocals that I actually doing it, it's like it's more like kind of effective in a way, because like I'm not just doing, because at one point it kind of was like I was doing pretty much majority of it with Liam, and there was only certain parts where I was dropping out rather than it being
like half and half, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was kind of like that.
But it's gone back to that because now you and Billy like share some stuff live, like the chorus we like share more than we did on the recording.
Yeah, definitely. Because I think in the recording I only said barbed wire. That was the only in the chorus. I was only saying barbed wire on the vocals. But then now, obviously, since we've been doing it, because we've done that song live loads of times before we came to recording it. So like we kind of all figured out like what parts we're going to do, and from doing it live and like just kind of like experiment with different things.
Yeah.
Like, started off where I did a lot more, but then like it got to the point where I was like, right, yeah, this is what I know I'm doing live. So when I came to record, it's like, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do because I know it sounds good live from like watching recordings back.
Yeah.
I think that does help as well with any song that we've done, playing it live, seeing the reaction for one, and then also looking back at the recordings and being like, because then we can sit, like, if you know it's not finished like being written, we can come back and be like, right, yeah, like after listening back to it live, we think we can change this and stuff like that.
Do you always get somebody to record your live sessions so you can critique it?
I think originally we would just say like get a random people in the crowd would take videos or whatever, but now Liam has got a GoPro, so we record the full sets. Like every gig we do, we record.
Craig like comes to pretty much every gig he can, and he has like the most insane phone camera, and the audio quality is mint. So we can just watch back Craig's videos.
Yeah.
Well, I can already see him, Sam. Like, unfortunately, if you make a mistake or you miss a word, I can already see Liam go like that. You know.
To be fair, when I'm playing, I am kind of like I'm looking over and I'm like, is this all right, Liam?
It may be a wee bit of a grim picture, but you're both lying in a coffin with your arms folded, and you're allowed to take a sheet of paper with lyrics that you're most proud of. Now, I'm putting you on the spot here. What would your lyrics be? Is there any line or phrase that you're most happy with that has been included in the song? Now, you've said that you've played numerous songs live that you're going to be releasing later on. So you do have a good number of songs. Is there a line or a chorus that you are especially proud of that you've written?
Bloody hell.
There you go. Got you.
That's a tough question. That
I tell you what, think about it and I'll come back to it, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to think about that one. I know which song it's from, but I'm trying to think of which lyrics are my favourite, because there's definitely like a set of lyrics that I'm more proud of than others. Yeah.
Well, that's one to think of. Have another kind of Heineken, it might help you. But the artwork for the single, that you're allowed to see, who done it and what info did you give? Like, did you give the lyrics of the song, or did you say this is what's in my head, this is what I want you to depict, or like what did you give the person? Who done it for you?
So it was he's gone under like a few names, I suppose, in the past, but it was a guy we've used before called, I will butcher his name, Bepung Al Ahmad. Did it, and he's done some stuff for like some absolutely insane bands. Like he did 357 Homicides, like early stuff. And just looking at his artwork, it was minted, because on like the first album, Buried, was like this black and white, like old school style thing, I suppose, like that first Bolt Thrower release, kind of vibe. But this one, it was like we wanted like the realistic, like really like hand-drawn portrait, like picture thing. So and he'd done the 357 Homicide stuff that looked really good like that. So we went with him.
I have to ask the question.
If you look at his Facebook, there is I think there's quite limited boundaries to what he will draw. So like there is an uncensored version that will be out on a physical release in the future.
I was actually going to ask, will there be any merch to be released to coincide with this single?
Not with that artwork. We do have a Barbed Wire Masturbation t-shirt that our friend Wendy drew, and I think that's as far as we can go. That also does have a cock on it. However, it's not as bad as what the artwork is.
And it does get a few look at gigs. We'll set our merch up, and you can see a few people looking over at our shirt, and they just kind of like, "Is that what I think it is?" Yeah,
Not as many people want it as you'd think.
Well, I was wondering if you're going for more arrests than Jesus is a Cunt t-shirt by Cradle of Filth, you know, by releasing the artwork for Barbed Wire, you know, so you never know.
See, I love like awful.
That's what gives you publicity, isn't it?
T-shirt. Yeah, awful t-shirt designs, like stuff, like vulvectomy style stuff. Like I love.
Oh yeah.
Like torso for like their t-shirt designs are like insane, like stuff you can't wear anywhere. Like that's my thing.
Funny thing though, actually, our Living Autopsy t-shirt, which is basically a demon eating a lass out. But it's one of them ones where you've got to properly look at it to tell that it is that. But our mate, he works in an office, in the insurance office, and he had that on and completely just wasn't thinking about it. And it's got the lyrics on the back, and he was thinking, why is everyone looking at it? It's funny, and it's because he had that t-shirt on basically, and he realized, I can't wear this here, and he had to go and change his t-shirt mid-shift.
Do you know what's quite funny is that you talk about barbed wire masturbation and all the guts and the gore and the orgasms and all the rest of it, and you've got a teddy bear in your background, Sam.
I've got Build-A-Bear just sitting there.
That's really, really cool, really cool. Yeah. Because that's the way it should be taken. I mean, it's only joke, it's in jest. Nobody's going to hack anybody with an axe or anything like that. You know, it's all, or nobody's going to masturbate with barbed wire and stuff. There's probably some sick individuals that will, but
it's just like it's more like the love for the genre and like the gore horror stuff that's in there. Like none of it's real, but it's like it's entertaining to listen to.
Yeah, I mean,
like the visual goes along with it.
Are you a fan of the old style horror, like the Fulci films or anything like that? Yeah.
I've been looking through like obviously like Kondo from Brain Bath is a massive like fan of it, and like looking through the stuff that he shares all the time and finding new films all the time from him.
He's an absolute freak of nature. I mean, his album collection, CD collection, tape collection, his VHS collection, it must be worth more than his friggin' house.
I've only seen it. I've seen it the once in person, and it is pretty insane. Like,
absolutely frightening. Absolutely frightening. But carrying on with the visual side of things. Now, there was no videos for Barbed Wire Masturbation, thankfully. But with songs that you have coming up, and you've talked about singles and stuff like that, and albums and stuff like that, do you see yourself doing like any kind of visual, like, because I know that you've got a YouTube channel and you've got a number of videos on that, live performances and whatnot, but what about whether it's a lyric video or whether you're actually thinking of doing an active video? What are you thinking?
That has
not going to tell me, is he?
There's been videos filmed and there's videos created that are coming out, and that will be coming out very soon.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's all he's going to give us.
In 2025. In 2025, they're coming out.
You know, it's good that you do them. I mean, it's just another way to like spread the word of Vulgar Dissection, but at the same time, you're an underground band. Budgets come into conversations and stuff like that, but it's a necessary evil that you've got to do.
You just have to do it. But if you like think smartly, you can like generate it back in some way. Like you're never going to get it all back, but you can generate some money, so it's not as like a tough of a loss.
Yeah.
To be fair, without giving away too much as budget was, like, meaning that we couldn't go and get like things professionally recorded. The stuff that we worked on, it looks extremely professional, I would say.
Yeah.
It's not like make it like everything we've made has been working with like friends and working with the people we know, which doesn't mean like that they like it's any less quality. Like it's like financially, like we're still like you have to pay for it. However, when you're working with friends, you can kind of like come up with more like on a budget, I suppose, is the way to look at it.
It's like the Brain Bath Boys keep on saying, like, it's DIY or die, you know. So,
Yeah,
um, I mean, we're playing a niche form of music. In fact, you're playing a kind of niche form of music because there's death metal and then there's brutal death metal. So that's a completely separate piece, you know. So yeah. So are you going to be in a forest? Are you going to be in an abandoned warehouse? Are you going to be in a cellar? We'll just have to wait and see. You're up.
Something's been filmed, and it was a mint experience to film. So our friend who filmed the Barbed Wire video, James Addison, Vivid Smog on Instagram, has also filmed another video.
He's slowly but surely opening up, Sam.
I am getting there.
Take another can of Heineken, mate. Take another can of Heineken. Good stuff, good stuff. That's brilliant, guys. Listen, I've only got a few more questions for you. Thank you very much for the time that you've spent with me so far. But obviously, the only way to make money in a band nowadays is to play on the live circuit and sell merch when you're playing live. So what are you thinking of doing this year? Are you concentrating more on the recording side of things, or have you got a few things lined up festival-wise, or do you see yourself coming up to Scotland, for example? What have you got lined up?
We're always happy to come to Scotland, but we
listen, we're not letting you in again, right? We've got a wall for a reason. It might only be a foot tall, but I don't think you can climb it.
Liam definitely can't.
So kind of starting on from last year, we start like I've been putting gigs on Hartlepool for like since before Vulgar even started, really. But we started putting on a Vulgar Fest, which we did last year.
Yeah.
That was like insane. We had Visions of Disfigurement, Hellfected, the Dawn of Chaos reunion, which kind of spawned Rumination. We had Rancid Cadaver from Glasgow.
Yeah.
Also looking forward to their new release. So we're doing Vulgar Fest again this year on the 12th of July, which has Iniquitous Savagery headlining, Unbury playing, and we're doing a special set. We're playing something in full, but I'm not saying what it is yet.
He's a bastard, Sam.
Again. So Vulgar Fest is like a massive thing for us to like.
Are you doing a Motley Crue cover or something like that? Girls, girls, girls.
Oh, that would be sick, to be fair. You can get a slam in there.
You're putting your wigs on.
But we've got Awful Fest as well. That's going to be class. And we've got some other shows in the pipeline.
No, you can't
with another band that we're doing. So like, there's loads of stuff we can't like announce yet.
Will you be coming up to Scotland?
I will always come back up to Scotland, and that is the plan.
Good stuff, good stuff. Iniquitous Savagery, by the way, I saw them, I don't know if it was like, not even 6 months ago, but what a freaking band they are, man. The drummer of that band is a machine. Absolutely incredible, absolutely incredible.
Yeah, man. Absolutely class. Met him at Dead of Winter last year, actually. Yeah. Class. Yeah. I haven't seen them with the new vocalist yet, though. I've only seen them with Hamish, and they were class then.
Oh, he's sound as well, absolutely sound. So, no, you'll have a good time on that fest. That fest as well. So, whereabouts in Hartlepool is it?
It's at the studio again, Hartlepool. So, where we recorded Barbed Wire Masturbation, they have a venue as well.
Yeah.
What date is it? 200 cap venue.
What date is it?
It's at the studio.
What date?
12th of July.
Where can you get tickets?
On C Tickets. Vulgar Fest 2025 on C Tickets.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you get it. Make sure you get it for an exclusive. Get it done. Not that I've had an exclusive for this guy, but never mind. But you've got, so let's say the gig's coming up then. You've got a 45 minute set. What's the one song off the set list that you're most looking forward to playing, and why?
Oh,
I'll just take some Jack Daniels and Coke while you think about it.
I always like, it's kind of whatever song we finished with last. So at the moment, it's an unreleased song, which is STD, Sexually Transmitted Dementia. It's generally our last song. Because it's the end kind of slam. It just like hits so hard, and me and Billy like started hitting on this like new like HM2 style slam tone. Yeah, so that's my favourite.
No,
For
fair
me,
play, Liam. Fair
I'd
play,
say it's
Liam. Right,
one-
Sam, your turn.
Yeah, for one, it's one that Liam's already mentioned. Pit of Shit. Purely because there's a
bass
lot of
solo in
like
it.
it's quite bassy. Like there's a lot of like bass, but like little bass bits where everything drops out, and like there's a lot. I put a lot of slap in it. Well, to be fair, most of the stuff that we're writing,
people are death metal.
most of the stuff that we're
you're in
writing,
the band.
I'm
all
like,
slap
right, oh yeah,
for
I'll
me.
just put a bit of a slap there, and I'm like, people are going to be listening to this and thinking, well, this guy fucking stopped slapping his bass.
That reminds me. No, I appreciate that. Thanks very much. But that reminds me, you haven't given me a lyric of a song. Is there a song that you're particularly proud of that you've? I'll give you that then. Is there a song that you're particularly proud of the lyrics? Maybe not a line then, but a song that you're particularly proud of.
I think like there's like some level of like collaborative effort on like the last lyrics between me and Christian, and like in the early Buried and Forgotten stuff, the lyrics between Corpse, like between me, Luke, and Christian for like Corpse, Fucker, and Fame of Rate and stuff like that. Oh, I think STD, Sexually Transmitted Dementia, are definitely like some of the top lyrics. Barbed Wire Masturbation has loads of like good lyrics in as well.
Yeah. Well, fair play.
So like Barbed Wire Masturbation is Barbed Wire Masturbation, Orgasmic Circumcision, Barbed Wire Masturbation, Relentless Castration. That's the chorus. Always going with the chorus. Actually, so
There's a lot going on in there, isn't there?
the lyric from Luke. So when Luke wrote lyrics for Corpse Fucker, it was Corpse Fucker. He prefers them cold, lifeless, and stiff. And it's like proper catchy, like in the tune.
You could. Do you have a girlfriend?
When these lyrics were written, and like the lyrics I wrote, I was single, but not now.
That's how we got the girlfriend.
Yeah. Now, this is the last question for you. Like I said, I really do appreciate the time that you spent with me so far tonight. But this is where we'll probably have another 40-minute section of this interview, because we're going to talk about the make and the model of the instruments that you used for Barbed Wire Masturbation and what you're going to use to record the album. So, Sam, what's your bass of choice? What strings do you have? What's your pedal? Something tells me you're the geek of the band, and I've got the biggest pedal board.
Well, actually, what I use is a Podcore. You know what? I've got it right here because I've literally just
that
been
was
writing.
convenient.
I've literally just been writing some stuff before I came on. So the Line 6 Podcore.
Cool.
And honestly, it's made my life so much easier, because it's went from like obviously having like big amps and lugging all that kind of stuff around to being able to just have it literally in one thing. So I can bring that to any gig, plug it in, plug it straight into the PA, and I can create all my tones on like my laptop and stuff like that. And obviously we're all actually digital now. It makes it so much easier for like going to gigs, and especially when we're traveling and we're like, right, we're going to cram into one car, and like obviously drummers got a lot of gear, so but having less room taken up by amps and stuff like that means we can actually get into one car now. But yeah, we sat and me and Liam sat and built the bass tone in the old studio room that we used to rehearse in. And then like it's just because it means I can have like my guitar tones and then my bass tone all sat in one thing, and I can put whatever pedals I want on that.
He's quite brave, Liam, isn't he? Because the drummer isn't in the chat, so he's had a wee dig there about the room that he takes in the car. That's a wee bit unfair. But do you have your bass close by?
Yeah, right. Also right here.
That was convenient again. Let's see what you've got.
So it's my Ibanez 5-string. This was the bass that I bought when I first said to Liam, "Oh yeah, I'll join," and he was like, "Oh, here's tabs," and I was like, "Well, I need a bass because I don't have one." So I was like, "Yeah, bullshit. I'm going to buy a headless Ibanez," and yeah, it's mint. I love it. Like the pickups on it, like I've been able to like design like it's got like one of the ones that's like the multi knobs for the different tones stuff like that. So being able to get like the clanky tone that I want for like, my slapping out of it, it's a perfect bass for it.
Now, the question I have to ask you is, it's a 5-string bass, yeah?
Yeah.
Do you use all 5 strings?
Yeah.
Too right, he does.
Yeah. I think it's quite impossible not to use all 5 strings when you've got Liam writing some of the riffs.
No, I was just going to say, why not just have a 4-string? But since you use all 5, I'll let you off.
Definitely. It's good using all 5, especially because obviously for the low end chunky riffs that we got, but then like the high end slaps where like they put a ping through the mix. I love being able to do that, especially live as well. Like when you can hear the proper slap coming through and like a good ping of the high string, it sounds class.
Cool, mate. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Thank you. Right, Liam, show us your guitar.
I've been all this for ages as well. I went and got it straight away. So I use a headless 8-string Strandberg.
Very fancy.
Oh, I have 2 of these.
7-string?
So, well, this is actually funny enough. This guitar I ran into a problem with at Dead of Winter, the fair, like when we played, and this is one where I snapped a string, so it made me get another one, which is black instead. But yeah, we go for like the 8-string.
8-string.
But I go for the 8-string vibe anyway, and then.
Do you use all 8 strings?
I do, yeah. But I don't like I don't ride on the low string, so it's not like all low, genty tone. It's like I play a 7-string, and if there's any note I can add some beef with low power chords, I add them in.
Yeah. What do you tune it to?
So this is, I've got standard 6-string tuning, and then we've got as if we're in drop A on a 7-string, and then I tune this to E. So I've got like E, A twice.
Uh-huh. So have you changed that over the years? Has that been your setup for a length of time now?
So the Buried and Forgotten stuff was written on 7-string. So that's how I ended up in drop A. And then when I got the 8-string, it just seemed more obvious to go for drop A. So I had that power chord on the low end. So any chords where Billy's playing on the E and A strings as a 6-string, I can double them up on there if it sounds good for the song.
I think he's just showing off, Sammy. You only need 6 strings.
You give him 12 strings and he'd still find a song to write it all in.
So what's your pedals, mate? What do you have?
So there's no pedals essentially. I use a Kemper.
Okay.
But the Kemper tone I used for Barbed Wire Masturbation was a profile of my Marshall DSL 100 with a Maxon OD808 in front, driving the gain going in.
Very cool.
And that's the tone I still use live now.
Yeah.
But like same thing, like what Sam said, like fitting my Marshall 4B12 and Marshall DSL 100 head in the car is not going to happen when you're fitting 4 people in. So getting that, well, that's the main thing about the Kemper. I can capture that tone that I have in there, and A being it, there's like marginal difference.
Yeah. So where did you guys get your musical background from? Like, did you go to like college, uni? Have you got a professional qualification in music, or is it just something like? Where did you get? Did you watch Raw Power and you saw like Geezer Butler or something like that, or Zach Wilde on the tail and just went, I want to be him?
So like I started like learning guitar when I was 10, and it just like kind of didn't stop like ever since then. And I did it at college in like the music performance class, and then I did community music at uni, and just like continued on since there.
Yeah. No, cool. What about yourself, Sam?
My dad plays guitar, so I kind of got inspired by doing that. He tried all the times to sit and teachers, and I was kind of like in that kid stage, like, I'm not going to listen to you, I want to learn myself, kind of thing. But I started playing properly when I was like 11 in school, and I was going to like a few lessons in school and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I was never really originally into metal. And then I think the first metal album I listened to was it's a Rage Against the Machine, the Los Angeles one.
Yeah, another one, I mean.
Yeah, and that was the first album, proper metal album I heard, and I was like, oh, I need to start being able to learn how to play some of this stuff on guitar. And then I played loads through school, and then obviously started like in those bands with Benji, and just kept practicing loads. And then when I went to college, I did like music performance and music tech. But I've always been into like loads of different stuff. Like I also like in college made loads of like drum and bass stuff on the side. Like me and Benji would sit and make drum and bass, and then go to rehearsal the next day and be blasting metal tunes. So it was like a good like difference. But I was definitely the reason I definitely got on guitar was because my dad's played guitar for years, and he's got an unreal Japanese custom Ibanez sat downstairs, and he doesn't play it that much anymore. So I'm actually quite pissed off with him at the moment.
Well, two things. Is your dad was he trying to get you into folk, like people sending people down to the mines, and that was the chords that he was trying to do? And the second question I've actually forgotten, so you can answer the first question while I try and remember the second.
No, my dad is very much a metalhead. Like he's came to quite a few of our gigs and he loves it. He's more like a thrash kind of guy. Like him and me, his best mate, my godfather, always like being like heavily into thrash. But like he loves some like the death metal stuff as well.
Yeah.
And I know one of his mates at work is proper into death metal as well. And
good.
I sent him a few of the songs.
To my show.
Yeah, I will, because he's always looking for new stuff. Actually, he's always messaging me, being like, "Oh, have you brought anything out yet?" So we make a listen to her because he keeps asking.
Well, I've got Mutagenic Coast on this Thursday, so that'll be good.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
The second question I was going to ask Liam: will you allow Sam to bring some drum and bass into Vulgar Dissection?
I think we could see how it goes. Like looking at the last Fulci records, Duckface Killings. There was some unique, like kind of like rap stuff, like coming in on that. So, like, why not?
Yeah. Do you like the Czechia band No Face No Case?
I haven't heard of them. No.
Well, mind you, it's a wee bit more beat down and stuff like that. But they've got like the hardcore dance, and it's just boom, 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 boom. But it's all like slam death metal, and breakdown shit.
Yeah.
So
I'll check that out. Like,
no, definitely check out No Face No Case. It's just absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing.
No Case.
Yep. But listen, guys, I can't say it's been it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you guys. When you do have anything new to play, more than happy to get it on Moshville Radio again. I will get you guys on the radio as well. And you can give me a set list of 12 to 14 songs of your choosing. If I look at the set list and I don't like it, you're not coming on. Yeah, but we'll definitely make things all happen with Vulgar Dissection. So it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you guys. So where can we get merch? Where can we hear the new song? Where can we find things all Vulgar Dissection?
So for merch, find us on it's vulgardissection.bandcamp.com. For anything music-wise, find us on all streaming services and YouTube.
That's all good. And it looks as if Sam's mum is bringing him in and putting in his drawers for him, all his pants and socks.
Tell us it's be bedtime, that's what it is.
Yeah. Perfect way to end the interview. So thanks very much, guys. Absolute pleasure.